Lurking, waiting to shoot. PTSD. Now I'm hitting anything I see. Dropped in clean, I'm feeling alright. Middle of the map, just vibing light. Game ain't too hard, I'm moving smooth. Little loot here, yeah, I'm in my groove. Then I hear footsteps, hold up, wait. Could be a friend or it's too late. He say, yo, chill, I ain't on that. I say, yeah, cool, but I'm aiming back. We both paused, that awkward stare. Like, do I trust him? I don't care. Hey, our box closing and we came up quick. Then it grabbed the loot like, yeah, that's mine. Slick, I said, oh, okay, that's how you play. Soon as we clear it, I spray, Nango, Goopy Raiders. I don't trust nobody. If you're moving funny, I'm shooting. Goopy Raiders. I done seen too much. You say you're friendly, I ain't buying that stuff. I met a squad, they was chill at first. We all looting crates, not doing the worst. One said we could, let's extract together. I'm like, cool, but I don't trust never. We walking slow, tension thick. Everybody quiet, nobody slipped. Then one dude lag, turn around too fast. Whole squad jump, now we all on his ass. Gunshots ringing, nobody talking. Now it's every man, everybody dropping. I'm like, this is why I play like this. Trust get you gone real quick in this. I try to be cool, try to be chill, but every time I trust, they go for the kill. Now I'm jumping in, heart beating fast. Soon as I land, I'm scanning the map. See a shadow move, I'm letting it fly. Could be a rock, I ain't asking why. Friendly or not, I ain't rolling dice. You move too quick, you're paying the price. I used to hesitate, now I don't think you blink wrong. I empty the clip. Goopy Raiders, I don't trust nobody. You're moving funny, I'm shooting. Goopy Raiders, yeah, I changed my ways. Now I'm the problem in these lobbies. Goopy Raiders, I done seen too much. Goopy Raiders, you say you're friendly, I ain't buying that stuff. Goopy Raiders, PTSD. Now I'm hitting anything I see. Nah, bruh. I used to be friendly. Y'all made me like this.
The new Galaxy Book 6 is built on uncompromising PC fundamentals, then refined to deliver unmatched performance. Innovation that elevates everyday experience. A legacy of engineering you can trust.
So I have always been an emotional eater. I would eat when I'm happy, when I'm mad, when I'm sad, when I'm glad. I would take on other people's emotions and then I would eat for them. I was always the funny, heavy-set girl in school. That was my comfort thing, was to just make people laugh. My doctor and I had a conversation about different medications. We talked about Contrave. When my doctor did talk about it, it was more of a lifestyle change rather than just a medication.
Contrave is a
I ain't trusting nobody out here. Nah. Not to.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating.
Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools.
I ain't trusting nobody out here. Nah.
Not today.
I don't trust nobody. If you're moving funny, I'm shooting probably. Goopy Raiders. I done seen too much. You say your friendly ain't buying that stuff. Raiders. I'm just trying to loot. Let everybody lurking, waiting to shoot. Goopy Raiders. PTSD. Now I'm hitting anything I see. Dropped in clean, I'm feeling alright. Middle of the map, just vibing light. Aiming too hard, I'm moving smooth. Little loot here, yeah, I'm in my groove. Then I hear footsteps, hold up, wait. Could be a friend or it's too late. He say, yo, chill, I ain't on that. I say, yeah, cool, but I'm aiming back. We both pause, that awkward stare. Like, do I trust him? I don't care. Hey, I box closing and we team up quick. Then he grab the loot like, yeah, that's mine. Slick. I said, oh, okay, that's how you play. Soon as we clear it, I spray Nango, Goopy Raiders. I don't trust nobody. If you're moving funny, I'm shooting Goopy Raiders. I done seen too much. You say you're friendly, I ain't buying that stuff. I met a squad, they was chill at first. We all looting crates, not doing the worst. One said we could, let's extract together. I'm like, cool, but I don't trust never. We walking slow, tension thick. Everybody quiet, nobody slipped. Then one dude lag, turn around too fast. Whole squad jump, now we all on his ass. Gunshots ringing, nobody talking. Now it's every man and everybody dropping. I'm like, this is why I play like this. Trust get you gone real quick in this. I try to be cool.
I own finesse right now.
What?
This money came from your. This came from one of your. Where did you say this money came from?
You tell me you coming out that well, this a weekend, little boy. This a weekend right here, little boy. This a weekend. My time ain't gonna give you this.
Okay, so he just gave me this money for right here. He just gave me $5.
The guy, and if he give it to you, you're gonna have to give it back.
The next 2 times explains any money a record label give you is a loan.
If you get that money from Junior, you're gonna have to give it back. Don't get it. Don't accept it. You better not take it.
You know I don't know about the music shit already. You know I don't know nothing about the music shit from this. You know more about me. You know way more than me, BBL 2 times.
Any cars, house, jets, video shoots, all that money must be paid back at the end on the back end.
I own finesse.
Damn, Lakers gonna fire JJ? Let's see what they talking about. Nah, that nigga Finesse 2 times funny as hell. So if y'all not tapped in, definitely find him on Twitch. That man funny as hell. Real nigga. Real nigga, but he funny as fuck. Made for TV. Like, I don't think, honestly, after watching this nigga the last week, probably like last 3-4 days, dog need to be motherfucking doing his own shit. Matter of fact, let's look and see what's popping with this Pooh Shiesty shit right quick. If it wants to let me. Damn, it froze on me as soon as I wanted to watch. That's fucked up. It's alright. We can rebuff it. It's my first time seeing this, so seeing it with you guys. Only reason why I'm not streaming is because
Tell me
I'm
when
kind
you guys are
of
ready.
involved in.
Ready?
I'm kind of engulfed in.
Yeah, Bradford
building
Cohen,
this app.
C-O-H-E-N, Sam Zengane, and John Helms.
And any questions? Just look for Andy.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
So we had a bond hearing today and a PC hearing today. I think that the relevant things that were said today that I thought were fascinating were that it took 3 months to build a case. And I think the reason for that was because the statements that were given on the evening that this occurred were very questionable. I think the way that the statements were made, what allegedly was witnessed and what wasn't witnessed, I think gave great pause to the FBI. The FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said on the night that it occurred. They were involved the first night, and then nothing happened for 3 months. In addition to that I thought was quite embarrassing was that an FBI agent says they don't have the resources to keep their eye on an individual. This is allegedly an individual that committed a crime that they then didn't watch to see if the guns were present, if the jewelry was present. And what didn't we hear today? What we didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions and then we're going to scoot.
You're essentially arguing they've got only a he said kind of case. No evidence.
Correct.
Wait.
Yeah, it's very
Let's go
fair.
back
I think
real
that this
quick.
is a
Wait,
he said
wait.
physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions and then we're going to scoot.
You're essentially arguing
Dirty work.
they've got only a he said kind of case. No evidence.
Correct. Yeah, it's very fair. I think that this is it's a he said type of case. I mean, obviously, there's 5 individuals on one side. What we're missing are the other people that were present in the room, right? The owner of the studio who says he didn't hear anything or see anything. The way they leave the studio, where no one is in concert with anybody else, no one's arguing with anyone else. One of the individuals says, "Hey, can I get my watches back?" Like, the story is quite unusual. And I think that the FBI knew that. I think the investigators knew that it was unusual. And I think that's why it took so long to make the arrest.
What is your response to the judge saying that your client still violated the terms of his ankle monitor restriction?
Sure, those are all things that are going to be, flushed out. The fact is that he was allowed to be in certain areas at certain times. That really wasn't an argument for today. I wasn't really even going to make that argument. My main thrust of today was to really push on the evidence and see exactly what they had and when they had. How about this? How about the individual who wrote the complaint, who actually drafted the complaint, who was sitting in the courtroom, who's only been an FBI agent for 4 years, does not take the stand. They put someone else on to say what she wrote in her own complaint when she's sitting in the courtroom. And that's done quite often in gamesmanship, because they don't want to put a rookie on the stand and be measured by our legal team.
How far away is this from trial?
Oh, who knows? We're going to get discovery. We'll take a look at their discovery. They're going to say it's ongoing. I mean, think about it. They had 3 months to get this stuff. They had 3 months to get warrants. They didn't get warrants that night. They didn't get warrants the next night. They didn't get warrants the next month. They didn't get warrants the month after. They waited 3 months to get warrants on whether or not there's guns, whether or not there's jewelry. How about their cell phones? How about the computers? That gives me great pause when I see a case that takes that long to get warrants, if you believe everything that was said on the evening that it occurs.
Does the guy have a top out of him?
Hold on, let me take one from her because she was trying last time.
Can you say anything about the identity of RD, and then also spoke about a social media post?
Correct. So, listen, I don't like, when the government puts initials in and everyone takes a guess who they are. We all know who they are, right? I'm not going to say it's this person or that person. That's not my job to do. But certainly there have been media posts of individuals that we suspect were involved in that evening where they're denying that it occurred or they're denying that they're giving statements to the government. I think that's unusual as well. because of what the government put forward today seems to negate those statements, but we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Listen, guys, Sam and I have had many cases together, right? I'm not going to say it's this person or that person. That's not my job to do. But certainly there have been media posts of individuals that we suspect were involved in that evening where they're denying that it occurred or they're denying that they're giving statements to the government. I think that's unusual as well because of what the government put forward today seems to negate those statements, but we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Listen, guys, Sam and I have had many cases together, right? We just finished a case a couple of years ago in San Francisco on the Cash App murder case. And whenever I talk to individuals, whenever I talk to the media, I always say this is not a straight road. It's always a very winding road. So we never know where things are going to take us. We got to look at the evidence as it comes in, and we'll see what's there. I'm just shocked that, you know, when they say there might be video out there, they don't have it. There might be this mystery contract, they don't have it. Oh, they were at Staples, you know, making copies. It's just a total guess. So, like, we're not here to guess. I'm here to look at the evidence, to weigh the evidence, and to make the best decision based on that evidence.
Your client is staying in detention until what?
Yeah, currently he'll stay in detention. We'll get discovery. We'll start going through that. There's going to be several motions that we're going to file, obviously, in the next couple of weeks, but that'll all come out, and we'll give copies to everybody. Look at my man. So my understanding is the FBI has, over the past 3 or 4 months, has interviewed none of the alleged victims, and allegedly they all have future dates to give statements. But I have no idea if that's true. We're basing it on what the agent said on the stand, that each one of those witnesses from that evening is going to appear and give a statement to the federal authorities. Not to the FBI, but that evening it appears from the material that they produced and from the agent's testimony is that RD gave a statement that evening, but since that evening has not given another statement. But the FBI said in the future they're all scheduled to give statements, so we'll have to see. All right? Thank you, guys.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to Output's new plugin, Co-Producer. Play your beat. It's going to analyze it. You put in the key G minor and then describe what we want. Funky electric organ. And based off your audio, it's going to give you samples that fit perfectly with it. Absolute lifesaver. Let's take a listen to some. Yes, drag it in. We need like... I'm going to click these 3 dots to show similar samples because I want something like...
I hate when they make them lying-ass titles and say, Rollo said if Pooh Shiesty would have robbed him like he did Gucci, then he would have sent his ass to God. Nah, that ain't what the fuck I said. I said if anybody would have did to me what they accused of what Buddy did to him, then I would have waited and sent their ass to God. See, I don't give a damn who we think we is or how big we is. See, one time, it was a big nigga. He came up behind me with that fire. He said, little nigga, get it up. I know when to shut the fuck up. I gave it up. I waited. I went down to the Sunset. I grabbed my fire. I walked back up down to English Avenue, and I aired that bitch out. And that red-ass nigga came to every court date, and they convicted me of aggravated assault. Yeah, I'm a convicted self. So, since then, I've been scared. And everywhere I go, I think a nigga gonna try me, so I'm always prepared. That's what I hate when they make them lying-ass titles and say, Rollo said if Pooh Shiesty would have robbed him like he did Gucci, then he would have sent his ass to God. Nah, that ain't what the fuck I said. I said if anybody would have did to me what they accused of what Buddy did to him, then I would have waited.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. But damn. New patch update. Let's see what's going on. Check out what Cloud plays.
Okay then, Raiders, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as we have got a brand new patch update that's now come into the mix, and this one is an interesting one, fixing a few things and some rotations around inside of the game, meaning that we've got some new store additions. Yes, the Vanguard is finally here. So we're going to be bringing everything to your faces in today's video. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've got new bundles dropping all of the time. So make sure you use code CloudPlayers at checkout for a cheeky discount via the link in the description. And this is our latest giveaway winner. Make sure you hit me or my moderator up over on Discord and we will get you your winnings. If you guys want to enter the next one where we're going in for some Raider tokens or a free copy of the game, it's very, very simple. Head down to the comment section and put in any coloured love heart and it will enter you in. With that being said, we're going to dive straight on in and give you guys the latest update and the new rotations. Let's see what it is that we have in store inside of our graders. So starting off, we have got the brand new Vanguard set. This is a glorious looking set. It looks so incredible. Probably by far one of my favorite sets to date as of right now. This total bundle is at 2,200 in terms of Raider tokens. Although if like me, you have already got part of it being the Craftman backpack, you are obviously going to be able to get this at a discounted rate of 1,600. Quite a pricey one though. It does look pretty cool, but we have got a big amount to go over with this. We've got 3 color variations that we can see on screen. This one right here, the Midnight Navy, probably my favorite to be fair. There is a lot more to change up though, as we've got the visor on, which looks absolutely awesome. We have got the visor off completely, so it's just got the balaclava on here, and we've got the visor up. We've also got the mask on and off, which you guys can obviously switch in and out. The pauldrons, which I think makes a massive difference when you take them off. The sleeves as well make a huge difference. The chest pouch, which is a nice armor pouching on the front, and we have got the leg pouch as well. Smaller change with the battle teddy being on the leg. That for me is a really cool little detail. That little battle teddy actually looks really, really cool. I'm actually in for that one big time. And then on top of that, we have got the Vanguard helmet in for Scrappy. Overall, quite a big one, probably one of my favorite sets to date, and this is going to be one that I use probably from here on out. You'll see this in most videos. If you guys want to go ahead and grab it, you can grab that now from the store. But that's not the only thing that we're seeing, as we have got the Rampage set, which is a weird arc tool set. This Raider tool is looking like a bit of a sledgehammer. It does look pretty damn cool, to be completely honest. It's at 1,200 totaled. Obviously, there is a bit of a discount rate on there right now, but you guys can get the Raider tool itself for just 600 Raider tokens. It's actually a really, really nice one. It's actually really, really nice. We also have the weapon backpack attachment for the weapon case, small little case on the bottom of your bag, as well as the portable jammer backpack charm. Overall, quite a nice little set that you guys can get there, although relatively expensive for what it is. The Raider tool, though, does seem to be probably the better one that we have right now. Overall, that's all that we've got inside of the store, though, so let's take a look at the patch notes and see what we've got happening inside of the game with that one. Okay, so inside of the patch notes 1.23.0, we can see that there is not a massive amount in here, although we do have some changes to the close scrutiny, the maps changes, and some gameplay changes. One of the biggest ones to take note of, though, is this one right here, which is in the Ark, where they have changed the Rocketeer's sound, as it was incorrectly giving you guys a combat alert sound that we weren't getting before. Overall, this one is a very good change. I'm kind of glad that they've actually altered that one, as it got really confusing to know whether a Rocketeer or we having a Vaporizer actually around. It just blew my brain most of the time. But they've also fixed an issue where 2 trigger nades would sometimes deal 3 times the damage when detonated next to each other. I didn't know that was a thing, but that is now fixed. So for you PvP lovers, that's now rectified. They fixed an issue in that would cause items to not be used as soon as possible when holding fire and swapping to them. They also fixed an issue where weapons and items would automatically fire. This is perfect. This is the reload glitch that we've been speaking about as of just recently. It's been a really, really frustrating one. Essentially, you would reload your weapon, and then once you finish reloading, you would automatically fire the weapon if you accidentally pressed fire inside of that reload animation. I'm really glad that that's fixed because that caused a lot of problems in the scene, that's for sure. They fixed a shoulder swap issue where the camera would stay only on one side, which we obviously addressed yesterday. I'm glad they fixed that. They fixed an exploit where an anvil splitter could be used without the penalty of dispersion, which is a huge one. I'm glad they fixed that as well. And the barricades can no longer be placed on zip lines. Again, very big changes in terms of actually getting away with glitches, bugs, and stuff like that. Overall, as far as the gameplay changes are concerned, I actually think these are really positive ones. There's not a massive amount in here, but for the ones that they've actually addressed, I think that they've done a really good job. In terms of the maps, though, they have fixed an issue where players could get set on fire outside of the locked room in medical research on Selamontis. They have fixed a spot on Selamontis where players could be shot through the floor. That's a really, really random one. I didn't know that was a thing. They've also fixed an issue where some staircases were missed in Buried City. And they fixed some instances where the code printer could not be interacted with during the locked gates. Again, overall, very minute and very niche cases in terms of having fixes inside of the maps. I think that there probably were a lot more that they could have done with that one. Unfortunately, that seems to be what we've got for right now. When it comes to close scrutiny, though, apparently there was a lot of problems with it, and they've rectified a lot. They've changed the movement speed of the Rocketeers and Vaporizers so they don't behave strangely while idling. They've also fixed an issue where reconnected players would not see assessor platforms correctly. That is actually hilarious. I can't believe that was a problem. They fixed an issue where vaporizers would get stuck when getting close to an assessor, and they have fixed an issue that would prevent the assessor from flying back out of orbit, fixed an issue where the breach platform could break on the assessor when spamming the breach and search prompts, preventing it to be returning to orbit. Now, I've not seen any of these problems. For me personally, it's not something I've really experienced inside of the game, but I don't know if I just got really lucky with it or if this is something that was relatively common. Let me know in the comment section if you experienced any of these so far, as I've never heard of these, and this was the first time I've seen them. All arcs summoned by the assessor will now correctly leave the area and despawn if they remain idle for a long time. They've pinging an assessor in the map screen now correctly reflects the actual location. They fixed an issue where players could get stuck when jumping from one platform to another on the assessor, and they fixed a spot in Buried City where an assessor and a probe could land on the exact same spot. Again, overall, a lot of minors from what I've gathered. They seem to be like the 1% club in terms of the practices for these. I don't think that all of these were necessarily a problem. I do think that there obviously has been a lot of cases, which is why they focus it so heavily, but I've just not seen any of these in terms of Reddit posts or anything over on Twitter or anything inside of Discord, so I'm presuming these are probably more niche corrections. They do have some other fixes right here, though, where they fixed an issue where the weapon upgrade UI would show incorrect upgrade tiers. That was where the level 5 upgrades came in. They haven't said that it wasn't supposed to be there, sort of like in a term of it's not future content. They've literally just said that they've rectified that it would actually just show up. That for me is a very, very telling factor, mainly because we know full well that the tier 5 has got to come at some stage or another. We have to continue that upgrade status. So we'll see how that one plays out as we move into future updates. They've also fixed an issue that caused fully transparent helmet visors. That was primarily an issue where people were essentially having their visors go completely clear and see-through, and the eyes were just turning completely black, so there was no white on the eye at all. A very random one, but I'm glad they fixed that. It takes out a lot of the immersion inside of it, so I'm glad that they've rectified that one. And they fixed some instances where certain visual effects could cause crashes. We are continuing to investigate all cases that cause crashes. Overall, a very, very small patch indeed. Is definitely something that I think that they should be working on a little bit more. There was, for me personally, expected a lot more in terms of what it is that they're doing. I really, really expected a lot more, actually. I didn't think that it would be such a small patch update, but nonetheless, here we are. It still seems to be one of those where we're narrowing down the very small details and the small issues rather than actually focusing on a lot of the bigger ones.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing, smart automations, patching, software deployment, scripting. And the amazing thing is that it does all this while still being easy to use. It's magical. Just this clean, intuitive UI where everything is where it's supposed to be and does what it's meant to do. Sorry, I get emotional. Not to mention, with predictive alerts, you solve real IT issues before they become IT problems.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am at fixing your computer.
And with advanced reporting and analytics, management can finally understand why I'm the real MVP. Also, per technician instead of per device pricing, that saves us 50% of our IT costs and makes me the new company hero.
Minds show up. Real heroes wear headsets. And
maybe you're not buying this, and that's fine, because you don't have to buy anything. You can try it out right now for free. Set up as a breeze. Just hit the link and try the thing. It's glorious. Atera, it's what IT ought to be.
Accept cookies. Cookies accepted.
When I started Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses, I needed a website.
This is how to safely loot assessor probes in the new close scrutiny event. Now, I'm not joking when I say this is the craziest and most difficult event that Embark has yet released. In order to loot these probes and find the blueprint, which I still have not been able to do, you're gonna need to loot these things so many times to get lucky. To do it safely is actually pretty straightforward, but you're gonna need to have like an adequate kit. You can't be going in free kit or light kit or no kit, naked kit. You simply cannot do that in this mode. The secret to success here is to bring both one photoelectric cloak, which of course when used hides you from arc enemies, and a full stack, maybe more, of smoke grenades. The concept is pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. You use the photoelectric cloak to get up to the probe and get onto the ledge when it rotates to the correct breachable container you want to loot. As soon as you get the ability to breach, you want to pull out your smoke grenade, throw it right at the platform in front of you, and breach the container as fast as possible. The photoelectric cloak will hide you from arc enemies on your way to the container, and the smoke grenade will protect you from rocketeers and vaporizers flying around you, and they will be flying around you for the duration of which you're able to loot the container. At this point, if the arc enemies around you are not targeting someone else, you basically need to pull out the photoelectric cloak and get the hell out of there until it's safe to go back in. I've done this multiple times already, and I'm really hoping that I can get that damn blueprint so I can show you guys. Hope this works out for you guys. Good luck out there. Send this to a friend who needs to know how to do this. Logic out. This is how to safely loot assessor probes in the new close scrutiny event. Now, I'm not joking when I say this is the craziest and most difficult event that Embark has yet released. In order to loot these probes and find the blueprint, which I still have not been able to do, you're gonna need to loot these things so many times to get lucky. To do it safely is actually pretty straightforward, but you're gonna need to have like an adequate kit. You can't be going in free kit or light kit or no kit, naked kit. You simply cannot do that in this mode. The secret to success here is to bring both one photoelectric cloak, which of course when used hides you from arc enemies, and a full stack, maybe more, of smoke grenades. The concept is pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. You use the photoelectric cloak to get up to the probe and get onto the ledge when it rotates to the correct breachable container you want to loot. As soon as you get the ability.
I have over 1,500 hours in Arc Creators, and in this video, I'm gonna give you guys 50 tips that will actually make you a better raider. No matter if you are a PvP player or a PvE player, this video will improve your gameplay. I'm gonna talk about some extremely underrated items, hidden mechanics, how to avoid some of the biggest mistakes that a lot of players are making, and more. Let's get right into it. Let's be honest, we've all walked into a room where there's 57 mines and a dude sitting there for the last 28 minutes. However, with this tip right here, you can essentially clear this room without ever stepping into it. Let me show you how. All you gotta do is throw a blaze nade at the door from the outside. You don't even have to be anywhere close to any of these mines, and boom, just like that, the room is clear. You're good to go. A lot of players don't know that once the car starts the sound going, you can actually make it go away. Boom, just like that. Like a camera or some other sound sources. Snap hooks are a perfect tool to better your zip tech. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look. All you gotta do is snap hook. Boom, you're flying right onto the zip, having a good time. This can be useful in many situations, honestly, as long as you kind of master the trajectory of it. It's a lot of fun. The smoke and gas combo is still one of my favorites in the game. So if I throw a smoke grenade and then follow up with a gas grenade, you will see that you can essentially see the enemy through the smoke, they're losing their stamina, but they can't see you back as well, which makes it a very, very easy kill.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space online. Own your name, your brand, your breakthrough. And the rest just clicks. It all starts with a domain. What's yours?
In this situation, there's a few things that you can do with the slide that are very powerful and will catch your enemies off guard. Let's pick up fuse grenades, for example. And if you are getting chased, you're gonna slide, drop under, roll forward, get your weapon out, and look, by the time they're pushing in, the explosion happens, you're gonna start taking them down and absolutely destroy them really quick. The combo of the two different sources of damage makes the kills much easier. You can use this with other grenades as well. You can also slide and put down barricades as well. You can do the same with the mines. So if you're moving, boom, you put it down and you're just not stopping. One of the things that you want to keep in mind is that those seconds matter. Everything when you do it like that in kind of in a flow state is what's going to make the difference between a normal player and a good player and a great player. And mastering all of these little things when it comes to movement and whatnot is going to take your gameplay to the next level. You can also put gas mines on the barricades, then move away, and once your enemies are kind of getting close to it, you can trigger the gas nades, which will absolutely destroy their stamina. And then if you have any kind of grenades maybe, or any throwables that you just want to deal damage with, you can go ahead and do that. They're not going to be able to move away at all. Let's talk about Anvil. We already know this is one of the best weapons in the game. However, what the game doesn't really tell you is that it has one of the best hipfire techs in the game. Right here, you can see that my character won't even ADS, right? Because I'm that close to the barricade. I need to be a little bit further for this to work. However, because of how Anvil works, with one hand, you can clearly take shots very easily with this, which benefits you because you can do like super fast peaks with this weapon and deal tons of damage. Another thing you need to keep in mind is that smoke grenades are incredible for running away from enemies. If you're just sliding and throwing down the grenade, you can get out of some crazy situations. Another tip with a smoke grenade is that you can isolate enemies if you're in a 1v2 situation. So what that means that if you know there's two enemies down there, one left, one right, you can throw, for example, the smoke grenade on one side to block the player out and then push the guy on the left. This gives you a few extra seconds to deal with one player at a time and gives you a chance to win the 1v2 a little bit easier. Another quick tip is that if you are going to throw the smoke grenade, pinging the enemy beforehand gives you a huge advantage. And this is why I always recommend having the ping button as something that is also quickly accessible for you. So for example, in this situation, if I just mark this guy and throw in, you will see that you can see this enemy for quite some time. And if this was a real situation here, you would just see them moving around as well, which makes it easy for you to deal with the enemies. Once again, you're blocking their vision, but it is clear to you where they're positioning. And speaking of positioning, if somebody is positioned in a bush, one of the things that I like to do if I'm going into areas where there's a lot of bushes and whatnot is just from time to time pay attention and just ping the areas just in case. Okay, you don't have to always do this, but if you think an area is a little bit sus, it's a little bit too quiet, or maybe you think you heard just a little bit of something but you can't really explain it, always try to like spam the ping system, and you'll be very surprised. Sometimes, trust me, you are gonna be pinging up some bush raiders. If you guys watch my streams, and by the way, I do stream on YouTube and Twitch essentially every single day, you guys know that I absolutely love barricades. Number one, I love using barricades for looting bodies. Let's say if this bush here was a down player, before I start looting in the open, I'm gonna drop this, make it face, the area that I feel like the most danger is gonna come in from, and start looting after that. Or you can just add 2 of these together and now you're much safer as well. They just make everything so much easier. Not only that, but the barricades are extremely good to stay alive in open areas. And if you do enjoy weapons like Anvil, that is precisely where you want to utilize the hip fire with the quick peeking, okay? Well, keep in mind, barricades can be used to get to higher spots as well. So in this situation, you can just mantle on this right here, and then boom, get on this one. And it just has so many uses. And the fact that it is so cheap to craft is precisely what, for me personally, makes it one of the best utilities in the game. And not only that, you can use it to block off doors, windows, and it just gives you a lot of time to survive in some crazy situations.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking about live scheduling, time tracking, and digital forms that help you stay in control. Use instant team updates and personal or group chats to communicate easily and effectively. So stop spreading your business across apps, whiteboards, binders, platforms. It's exhausting, it's expensive, and honestly, it's unnecessary. Join thousands of businesses that simplified employee management, cut costs in basically half, and got back the time to focus on what matters most. Start your free trial now at connectteam.com.
Don't upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to YouTube and all your platforms at once. Get ready for 5 times more engagement and views. Oh, the algorithms love streams and engagement, rewarding you with...
Now let's talk about gas mines. Extremely underrated. So for example, if you're getting chased, you drop this right here, and anybody that comes through there just is having an absolute horrific time. They can't roll, their stamina's completely gone, which makes it so much easier for you to burst them down really quick. You can literally slide and drop the grenade behind you as well, but don't drop it too close because you will get affected as well. Let's quickly go over zips. Tip number 1, if you go up normally, it's gonna be really slow. However, if you have some kind of momentum, you're gonna be moving up faster, and this is gonna win you a bunch of time as well. The same goes for vertical and horizontal zips as well. So right here, if I go normally, just look at how slow that start is, right? But if I'm kind of sprinting and if I time everything correctly, it's gonna be much faster. You can even jump off and slide at the end as well. This gives you better momentum, and once again, movement is very important in this game. How you get from one point to another can be an absolute game changer. I have absolutely no idea what just happened on my screen, but my character got kicked to the menu. Zips can also be used to neglect damage. So if I jump off right here and then grab it at the very end, you can actually grab it much closer than that as well. You're going to be neglecting a lot of damage. You can do the same, by the way, with the stairs as well, and you can slide down the stairs instead of taking damage, and it will look something like this. You just jump and just grab at the very end and you will slide down. This can be done on a very tall building. It doesn't really matter, as long as you are timing it correctly and you're positioning correctly with the ladder, you're going to be absolutely fine. Another thing that you need to know is that you can change directions on the zip. All you got to do is a quick jump and hold right away into the direction you want to go after, okay? So keep that in mind as well. If you are on a zip and if you want to quickly change directions, you can do that with the snap hook as well. So if I'm going over here, if I feel some kind of danger, I want to go just on that part, boom, just like that. And it's actually really cool. You can use that on any kind of zip to change directions. If you are on the edge of a drop, you can directly roll and it will not even stop the sprint. This is very good to chase down enemies or get away from AI enemies as well, and in general just to win yourself a little bit of time. Rolling also cancels out weapon swapping animation. So right here, if I'm swapping, you guys can see, it can be a little bit clunky, a little bit slow. However, if you swap and then roll right away. At the end of the roll, you will already have the second weapon ready to go. And this is also good because you don't have to stay in one position as you're swapping the weapon, and it makes it harder for the enemy to land shots as well because of the movement. Another thing you want to keep in mind that you can use a roll at the end of reloads, and essentially it will skip the last 5 to 10% of the reload, which is really cool. Since we're talking about roll.
Hey everybody, Walton Goggins here. Starting a business is never easy, but with GoDaddy Aero, that endeavor is about to become a whole lot easier. Amen.
Rolling, I really quickly wanted to show you guys that my roll is on my mouse side button, and the same goes for my slide as well. So both the slide and the roll are on the side buttons. The reason I think this is very important is because these are two movement abilities that you have to access extremely fast, right? And you're going to be using them all the time, because in this game, sliding really changes well with rolling as well. So having that quick access is an absolute game changer. We all know that after every shot you can roll just like that, right? However, sometimes shooting and then doing a bigger roll is better to throw off the enemy. In order to do that, what you need to do is shoot, and instead of just rolling, shift movement and rolling at the same time. Just give it a direction, right? So if you take a shot, then you just do it like that, and you can mix it up, do a slow roll into a long roll. Let's quickly talk about crouch walking. As you guys can see right here, there's a bunch of sound that you're making. Same goes on the roof as well. However, you can essentially get rid of all of this sound if you just tap crouch walk. Now let's quickly talk about healing combos. I know that most people already know this, but there's also a lot of new players that ask me a lot of questions in my streams and whatnot. So I want to quickly go over this. So if you use a bandage, any kind of bandage, you can always combine it with a vital shot, and boom, just like that, you will be full HP within just a few seconds. It's very powerful. The same goes for the shields as well. You can use a normal shield and then combine it with the Surge Shield Recharger. These are the blue ones, as you can see right here. And you combine these two, normal shield and blue shield, and you will be shielding up extremely fast. So on Dem Battleground in the annex area, a lot of people like to, sit in that room, and it's very hard to push in. However, if you know how to flank, you can get some easy kills on teams that are just sitting there forever, okay? All you gotta do is get up here on the roof. Then you're gonna go all the way over here. You're gonna drop off to this ledge. Then you're gonna drop off one more time, and you're good. Now you can essentially get in there from the window. Boom, just like that, you get a few kills. One thing I cannot stress enough is that if you are a new player, returning player, whatever it is, especially with the changes with the slide and all that, you need to run adrenaline shots at all times. This thing is an absolute game changer, no matter if you play PvP or PvE. It is one of the best items in the game, and always try to have a few on you. One thing that I would advise is always use these as you're sliding, right? Like, don't slow down for them, because it's just, you're losing some time essentially if you do that. Just slide, just get it going, and then start sprinting. When you're running around, always slide and gather information by looking around when you're sliding, right? So this way you don't lose any kind of momentum, and you will be gathering tons of info. Let's quickly talk about breaching doors. I still to this day see a lot of players breach the doors from the middle. You should never be doing that, because you cannot turn fully, which is very dangerous. What you want to do instead is stand from the side, breach, and then you're gonna have a bigger, wider vision all around you. Now let's discuss some combat tips that will really change the pacing of your game, and some rules and mental tips that you really need to keep in mind. Patience is key in this game. It's a third-person shooter, guys. Patience is very important. A lot of people will just sit around the corner, right, and wait for you. So you gotta recognize the patterns. You gotta understand, if you see somebody, even for a split second, you see their shoulder or whatever it is, after that, slow down a little bit. Unless you have some trigger nades or any kind of grenades just to kind of get them out of that position, try to let the enemy make the first mistake. If you do fight that enemy, and let's say you win against them, do not rush to loot right away. That is a very big mistake. So many players just go for the loot. I run in, they're just looting. I take one shot, literally one bullet, and they're dead. Number one, what you want to do is fully shield and fully heal. Then look around, listen to sound cues, look at visual cues, and only after that start looting. And obviously use the barricades to make this much easier and safer for yourself. On top of that, when you are looting, do not commit 100%, right? Like, let's say this was a body here, okay? And I was looting this. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna take a look, whatever it is. You know, grab 1 item, 2 items. Then I'm gonna stop, look around, listen to sound cues, take a look at the visual cues, then go back, okay? Make sure it is safe. As I said, third-person game. A lot of people will just sit around the corner for 20 minutes, wait for you to get in that very vulnerable situation, and only then attack. Try to minimize those chances of that happening. That's literally the key. Now, I did mention sound cues, but let's get back to it a little bit more in detail. So if I go through this door, I will never leave it open. Boom, just like that. And now I will make a mental note that this door is closed. After that, if I'm looting down there or wherever it is, if I hear the door open, boom, I know exactly where the enemy is. Speaking of noise, another tool that is very underrated is noisemakers. They're extremely cheap and they literally give you free information, man. And in a third-person shooter, and in especially an extraction shooter, information is everything, right? So keep dropping them from time to time, especially if you're going to areas like, let's say, Dam Battlegrounds or the Tower, right? Or wherever you feel like there's gonna be a lot of traffic, a lot of people coming in. Always bring these with you, man. That sound that you're gonna hear, boom, you know they're coming. Nobody's sneaking up on you anymore. And that is the difference between losing and winning. Now, we did kind of mention it, but let's talk about visual cues, because this is something that a lot of people don't pay attention to as well. If you just keep shooting here for a little bit, it becomes so hard to even see the enemy in front of you. And this smoke right here stays for a long time. So if you, let's say, hear gunshots and push into an area, but you're like, where was that? Try to look for the signs of smoke, okay? Look how long it stays. This is one of the most important visual cues in this game. And a lot of the times you can literally just kind of follow the trail of where the fight was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of players will just, you know, look at that. Just look at that. It's literally a trail, okay? So that is something that you want to keep in mind. Positioning yourself in a correct way will win you games, literally. A lot of teams make the mistake of getting too aggressive when it's unnecessary and not understanding when to leave the fight. So let's say my team was fighting one team somewhere around this area, for example, or this area, it doesn't really matter, right? And we're in this crazy fight, boom, 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 like we have barricades, everything. And then we hear a sound from here, another team just pushing in. In this case, what I want to do with my team is disengage, because the last thing you want to be doing is getting sandwiched. I literally want to disengage, let that team push in, hopefully without seeing us, let these two teams fight, and then we become the third party. So understanding when to back off of a fight and moving away is one of the best things you can learn. If you are in 1v2 situations, you need to start to isolate players. You can't fight them 1v2 right away. What you want to do is get into 2 separate 1v1s. That needs to be your mindset. And if that will be your mindset, you will have way more success. Another quick team play tip. Let's say you're fighting a team and you win. Do not start looting right away. Fully heal, fully reposition, and get ready for the next team, because remember, in this game, there's flares. There's a lot of sound going out when you're fighting as well. That means that somebody is pushing in already. Most of the time, that is true. And it doesn't really help if you don't take that into account. So you finish the fight.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44. Describe it. And it's real. One thought leads to more thoughts. Layer by layer, taking shape. When you need your tools, bring them in. They just click. Okay, kick it up a notch. Create something smarter, something powerful. Style counts, so give it your touch. Big or small. Next idea hits at 2 a.m. Of course it does. Keep building.
fully reload, fully shield up, heal up, get ready. And then what you want to do is you want to loot one at a time. Let one teammate pick a body, let them loot. You two are going to defend that teammate. And then you swap around. That is what perfect team play looks like. What you can do as teammates is time your grenades for your teammates. So what that means is, let's say if my teammate's just pushing in from here, what I want to do is I want to throw the grenade and time it so that by the time he gets there, it's going to be perfectly timed and there's smoke created, ideal damage, and he can be very close to the explosion as well because he's simply not going to be taking damage from it, which makes it very cool for them to push in and get easy cleanup kills. On top of that, as a team, when you do down a player, you gotta have the habit of fully knocking them. Whether we like it or not, it gives you a huge advantage. And in a game where there's this super fast crawling and whatnot, a lot of the times you're gonna lose the players. They're gonna reposition by crawling away really fast. And the next thing you know, they're defibbed and they're good to go. So when you do get a down, always try to fully knock them if you have the opportunity. None of your teammates should be coming in without a defib. I mean, sometimes, you know, we forget. I've forgotten it too, but 99% of the time you should have it on you because those items can bring back absolutely ridiculous fights and it makes such a big difference. So always try to either buy some, or if you don't have any, ask your teammates to bring a few extra. Now, another thing that I like to do as a solo player, if I'm extracting and I see somebody sus, I'm just gonna knock him, okay? And no, I'm not gonna full knock him, but I'm just gonna knock him to the point that he's gonna be crawling, and then I don't have to worry about him betraying me or whatever. I try to carry a defib when I'm solo, but even if you don't, you're an extract, so you should be fine, right? Like, he'll just get out alive. You just let him know on the mic, you know what, dude, I couldn't trust you. You're good. I'm not gonna fully knock you or anything. I just need to make sure that I'm getting out with my loot, right? I use that tech a lot, actually, just to avoid any kind of betrayal or any kind of rat behavior overall. And finally, guys, this is something that a lot of players are just not doing, and I would really advise doing this. Make sure to check out the spawns of every map, especially maps that you really enjoy playing, and get better at understanding where these spawns take place. Because over time, once you memorize these spawns, especially as a solo player or even in teams, to be honest, you're gonna see a huge difference. You're not gonna be getting caught off guard all the time, and you're gonna be anticipating a lot of pushes from different angles, which at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I mentioned it once, I'll say it again. Information in extraction shooters is everything. And the more info you have, the more knowledge you have, your win percentage is gonna skyrocket. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This took quite some time, so if you did, slap a like, sub to the channel. More content is on the way. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Once again, I would love to see every single one of you guys live on stream. We have an absolutely amazing community. We always have a great time. It's super chill. The vibes are good. We always put on a show. So yeah, I would love to see you guys there. As always, guys, stay positive, stay disciplined, and I'll see you all on the next one.
With the power of Pauline's voice, Donkey Kong takes on all new forms. You can use incredible...
Damn, I was gonna hit the Kanto Blueprint guy, but it's all good. I got my Kanto Blueprint. And Delabra. Damn. Hush.
I've seen raiders punished for trust.
We kill him. Yes or no?
Seen decent people dropped before they could even understand what happened. So let this be my vow. For every raider I couldn't save, for every good soul caught 1 second too late, I keep the score they thought died with them. So if you made a habit of feeding on raiders, keep doing it. One day, you'll do it with me nearby, and that debt will be collected in full.
Where do you come from? Hello. Thank you, thank you.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm part of it too.
You got a kettle? Nah, I got the Delatra.
If me being there made his guard drop. If my presence looked enough like safety for him to turn his back to the wrong people. Sometimes I wonder whether I'm fighting the bad or just feeding it a different shape. Whether what I do makes this place better or only louder. I don't know. I just don't know what the honest alternative is. And maybe that's what's been eating at me lately. You know, one day I'm gonna run out of chances. That thought follows me everywhere now. Not loud, not dramatic. Just sitting in the back of my mind, waiting. It's not that I don't know what to do. It's that some part of me keeps believing there will always be another chance to begin. And I'm starting to realize, one day, there won't be. Maybe that's why I stopped giving chaos the first move. I may not control life, time, regret, or lost chances. But in this room, for this moment, I refuse to be passive. Either they've made a habit of feeding on raiders, or the moment the tables turn, they show what they were all along. But that's not everyone. And if you start treating every stranger like a rat...
Oh no. That hurt.
Eventually, the rot wins through you too.
Did you just light up the middle or what happened? Yeah, I did. I'm an asshole. Thank you, brother. Right behind you, brother.
Anybody have a date trip by chance?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alright, Speezy up in the building. Who else we got here?
We got Stevie, we got Bricky, we got
Yeah. Been packed in ours. Alright. I'm gonna run around see if we can find this damn fucking blueprint, man.
Same.
Get him.
Hey there! Don't shoot!
I like making my podcast. I don't like making short clips of my podcast. So the AI...
Alright, we might be back later. I'm actually about to roll up. Well, I already rolled up. I should watch the rat catcher again. That was pretty cool.
Out here, names don't matter much. They used to. Before introductions became pointless. People say realist when they want it to sound respectable. Most days it's just pessimism with good posture. Expecting a place to do what it's already done before. Because a place learns. A place gets used to things. First it's shocking. Then it's common. Then it's just Tuesday. I used to be a raider. Just like these guys. Fight the Ark. Scavenge what's left. Bring something home. Try again tomorrow. That was the idea. Had a few bad runs. Bad enough. Worst case has a way of staying in the room after everyone else leaves. You don't recover clean from certain things. People say you adapt. That's a nice word. What they mean is, you learn how to function while something stays broken. That's it.
Exactly my point. Yeah, you picking up what I'm putting down. Hold on.
Wrong man to shut out. They thought the blast would finish what they started. Wrong ending. So now I do something unofficial. I make it harder for the wrong kind of people to feel comfortable. is the real enemy. Always was. But there are men down here who wait for the wounded. Men who borrow kindness. Men who smile to shorten the distance. I deal with them.
Hey, don't shoot!
Didn't say a word. That told me enough.
Don't shoot! Hello?
The DQ Blizzard Double Flip Deal is here. Buy one Blizzard treat and get a second for just 99 cents. 99 cents? That's bananas. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Limited time. Get it in the DQ app.
With incredible new transformations, you can unleash wild abilities and experience Donkey Kong like never before. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Rated every...
There's a difference between desperate and rotten. I protect the honest, the unsure, the wounded, anyone trying to leave clean. I don't care about speeches. I care about patterns. A mistake is an event. A pattern is a threat. You can usually tell, not by what they say, by when they say it. By how hunger enters the voice when advantage appears. By how still they get before doing something ugly. Who picked a target? I picked a target. Friendly doesn't start like that. Headed back into the jungle. The other squad doesn't chase. Barely any interest in the fight. That tells me enough. I'd bet they're heading back to their little rat's nest. Hit the button first. Wanted to see how they'd react.
Hello, Raider!
Maybe get them talking.
Hey, don't shoot! Hey there! Hey! Hello, Raider! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
I've had enough of these games. I don't chase. I move distance. I move angles. Most of them do. Some things don't deserve a speech. They deserve friction. There's always a risk with work like this. You start by resisting rot. Then one day you wonder if you've just become a cleaner version of it. That's the line. Not killing. Enjoying it. That's when the work starts eating the worker. So I keep rules. No cruelty for entertainment. No trophies. No dragging it out. No confusing punishment with pleasure. Clean decisions. Quiet outcomes. Move on. I'm not afraid of dying down here. Everybody dies down here. What I'm afraid of is getting used to the wrong things. Getting numb. Arriving late. Watching decent people learn they were stupid for trying. That's how places really fall apart.
Don't shoot!
I'm not here to be a savior. I'm here for something smaller. Something harder. To make decency less punishable. To make rats and outlaws feel watched. To leave this place a little harder to rot. Smart enough to wait. Not smart enough. There it is. That feeling. That's how it starts.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
She wasn't born wrong, just raised in the shady parts of Speranza. She grew up believing, if you want to sleep, you earn it. And the only way to earn it is to be the most dangerous person in the room. They called her the Assassin. Strength to her means silencing anything that felt bigger than her. Imagine walking around like that, always measuring. Always one step away from proving you're not enough. That's not strength. That's weight. I didn't trust her. Still don't. But she didn't come at me like the others. She wanted to learn. Not how to fight.
Wanna team up?
How to choose.
Yo.
So I gave her something rare. Time. Time shows patterns. I expected the shift. The moment she'd try something, it never came. That's rare. Useful. You know what's better than a rat catcher? Except a raider, of course. 2 rat catchers. Two makes a difference. Harder to exploit. Less openings. Less guessing. You'll start to see it. More of us. People choosing the harder option, standing in the way of something worse. That changes things. And it doesn't just help us. It helps them. The ones doing the real work. Fighting the actual enemy. Give them space. They bring more back, more gear, more chances. More reason to hope again. That matters. Raiders matter.
Thank you. I was murdered by Art in cold blood.
Oh, fucking shit! Thank you. Thank you.
By chance?
Thank you.
Oh, sweet, dude. Dude, you're a fucking man.
They'll always remember that you saw them having a hard time and chose to make it harder. Stay safe, Raiders. Watch for rats and traitors.
Real team up. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shut up. Wow, what's up, Brandon? What the hell?
You alright?
Get some man fucking fireball. I shoot it, it blow up. That motherfucking fire came around the corner and caught my ass. Like, what the hell? Like the fucking Ark involvement or some shit, man. Alright, here.
Tired of losing battles because of lag in Call of Duty?